My heart rate just jumped up about 30 beats. Okay, we're going to head in one person at a time, please. I'll be here for a hand if anybody needs one. I'll grab your tickets when you are seated. And,
yeah, vamos.
They want to see if the boat sinks, if there's enough people in it. Let's try to even it out a little bit. I've almost fallen in once. I don't want to do it again. I'd rather be in my own group.
Are you sure you're going to be all right on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, I'll just ask.
So good afternoon again. My name's Jason.
Huh.
My name's Cassie, this is Casey, and we'll be taking you through the cave today. A couple ground rules before we get started, just to let you know, to keep you safe, to keep the cave safe, to keep us all having lots of fun. I want to ask that you keep all your hands, legs, arms, appendages inside the boat at all times. One reason is for your safety. If we go through some tight spaces, we don't want anyone pinching fingers, things like that. Another reason is for the cave safety. We don't want people touching the cave walls, because if that happens, the cave walls can turn black and stunt the growth. Penn's cave is a live cave, and we'd like to keep the formations forming for as long as they can. Another thing that we like to tell you about, please do not stand up, shimmy, shake around while the boat is in motion. That makes me uneasy, makes other people uneasy, and makes it a lot harder to drive. If anything does happen, people fall in the water, that sort of thing, you can stand up. The water's about 3 to 5 feet. But if you are unable to stand up, we have life preservers underneath your seats. And we haven't used them in the past 125 years, so we're not going to be using them today. We are going to go through the cave. We're going to go from here out into the man-made Lake Nittany, take a lap around, and come back in about 50 minutes. Anybody have any questions, concerns, anything like that before we get started? All right, let's go.
This, do you want to come up your legs for this? Uh-oh, we're in trouble already. This is not good.
Water enters the cave right here underneath this layer of rock. Approximately 11 million gallons of water go through Penn's cave every day.
Now put it back into the parking area.
There's another boat coming right. It might meet in the middle. It forms a column like you see right there. We'll see more of these kinds of formations throughout the cave. If you look over here on my left, we have the cave's largest stalagmite. Standing at 13.5 feet tall, we have the Statue of Liberty.
We saw that on the thing.
Are you stopping?
Yes.
No.
Welcome to the first room of the cave. A couple things we like to point out here. The light getting caught underneath my foot, always cool. This is the ceiling, in case you were wondering. Water used to be all the way up here, but after the last ice age, the water has melted, receded, and ended up where you see them right here. Penn's Cave is approximately 3 million dioxide from us. You might have noticed that you can see your breath in here, and that's the stuff that's fueling the growth of the moss. If you look over here, we have it in the country, Pennsylvania. We're going to be going around this corner and getting a better look at the Garden of the Gods. Hope you brought your imaginations with you today, because pretty much anything can look like anything if you squint your eyes and tilt your head just right. Before we go, does anyone have any questions? All right, let's go. That's sitting in powered prone. If you look over here, we have an eagle, proud, robust chest, maybe a gimpy wing. If you look back over next to Her Highness, we have an old fisherman, rain hat, raincoat, long flowing beard. Over here we have a boy chasing his cow across a bridge.
Oh, wow.
For those of you who left your imagination at home today, we have a rock chasing a rock across a rock. Welcome everyone to the dry room. As you can see from the ceiling, there aren't many stalactites or formations on the ceiling. One of the reasons for that is because the cave has sealed itself off, so no water and minerals can come in through the ceiling. The other reason is you see these rocks here. They were once attached to the ceiling, but that darn ice age again, water came in, froze, expanded, and the rocks fell down in this breakdown pile that you see right here. I'm going to shine my light right here. Once I take it off, you'll be able to see a shadow behind there. That is the dry entrance to Penn's Cave, from which it was first discovered. In 1795, a pastor was taking a stroll up in an apple orchard, saw the sinkhole, decided to go. If you look over here on this side of the book, we have soda straw formations. They're called soda straw formations because as the water comes down through them, it solidifies from the outside in, called kites. Another possibility is they can turn into those. Those are the chimes. They're given that name because every tour from 1885 to 1967, tour guides would hit them with a wooden object such as this, and it would cause a wooden tone to reverberate throughout the entire cave. But as you can see, the right side is a little shorter than the left, and that's because so many beatings caused the chimes to break away. And after that, in 1967, they decided to discontinue the practice to protect the integrity of the cave. As we go underneath, I'll shine my light up in them so you can see how they're still growing and still hollow. But does anyone have any questions before we get going? All right.
Well, there's one.
Oh.
That's cool.
Give it some down.
Watch your head.
Yeah, you might want to duck a little bit there. Now push it away.
Okay.
You look over here on our left, we have our cave groundhog, owl, prairie dog, Stanley Cup. People on Casey's side of the boat, the right side, watch out for our cave crocodile. Hasn't eaten anyone lately, but I don't know, looks pretty hungry to me. If you look over here, this hole in the wall is caused by water and the swirling of a weak carbonic acid to form the heart of Penn. came down, got compressed, and turned into the rock right there. We're currently in the deepest part of the cave. From the ceiling up to the surface is about 100 feet of dirt and rock. If you go straight up from where we are, you'll end up in the bison pasture. Try not to think about what's really dripping off those stalactites.
Bison pee.
If you look over here on the bank, you'll see that it looks pretty dirty. That's leftover soot residue from when they used to light the cave with lanterns. But don't worry about the cave, it's still growing. As you can see, those new growths of stalactites that are right there. Also up here. Over here on our left, we have the Canadian side of Niagara Falls, complete with crazy Canadian going over in a barrel. And just above it, the American side. And what would a cave be without a dragon? Here we have tail, body, wing, and head. That flowstone and the one right beside it are made almost completely out of iron. That is how they can stand up without any support underneath. There used to be a deposit of clay underneath them, but the water came in, washed it all away, and now they stand alone. Over here on the left, we have a man and his dog. After the sun sets, after the moon comes the sun again. And after the sun has risen, we're greeted by daylight. But you know, if it's a little rainy that day, we might see a rainbow. There are a couple formations that we